What's up, everybody? This is Dime Dropping NFL on YouTube, and I'm releasing today my top 5 NFL teams. This is a power rankings, not standings or whatever. I'm going to rank my top 5 teams for 2020, the rest of the season. I'm just doing this before the Sunday's games. Probably going to release another one, a more fulfilled one, maybe top 10 to top 16 teams in the NFL sometime this week, so subscribe and look out for that. But we'll get right into this one. Top 5 NFL teams headed into Sunday of week 5, sorry. So to start this list off, we have the Buffalo Bills at number 5. Josh Allen has been going off with 1,326 passing yards, 12 touchdowns to only 1 interception, which is the most important stat for a quarterback in my opinion. He's also completing over 70% of his passes, which is insane for a quarterback like him who had 9 rushing touchdowns last season. He's more of a runner than a passer, but with those stats, that's just crazy. If he can keep it up, he's an MVP favorite for this year, and I think the Bills have become, with Sean McDermott, the AFC East favorite for sure, and one of the top AFC contenders in general. Up at number 4, we have the Seattle Seahawks. They're the very same type of team, good coach, good quarterback, everything. Their team just isn't as elite as the next 3 teams we're going to get to in the future, but they have arguably the MVP frontrunner right now in Russell Wilson. 1,285 yards passing, 16 touchdowns in only 4 games, 2 interceptions, over 75% completion percentage. Those are just unreal stats. He probably won't be able to keep them up, but just having them in general is insane. 16 touchdowns in 4 games is almost Troy Aikman's highest in his whole career. I'm not a big Troy Aikman guy, but you probably know that from what I just said. The Seahawks are a very good team. They just don't have a pass rush. That pass rush needs help. They would have benefited greatly from keeping Jadeveon Clowney. Obviously, that wasn't able to happen, but I think the Seattle Seahawks, whenever you have a better coach and a better quarterback than the other team, which they'll have most games, you have a better chance to win than lose, and I'm very excited to see the Seahawks later on this year. At number 3, we have the Baltimore Ravens. You should be seeing a trend here. Usually these teams have a top QB and a top coach. The Baltimore Ravens do not break that trend. John Harbaugh is a great coach in the NFL, and Lamar Jackson is obviously the reigning MVP. Now we have to see if he can put it together against those tough teams like New England, the Chiefs, Seattle, although they're in the NFC, the Bills. We'll need to see if he can actually step up in those games. He was able to lead the league in touchdown passing last year. He's obviously one of the best running quarterbacks of all time, but we're going to have to see if he can do it under pressure. He hasn't been able to do that yet in his career, but I am a believer that he will be able to soon and often in his career. I think he'll have a long and great career on the Ravens. He's about to get the bag next year, maybe this offseason. I'm not sure the exact contract talks, but the Ravens are going to be good for a long time, because whenever you have an MVP caliber quarterback, you have a chance to win the Super Bowl every year, especially with a young and great coach in John Harbaugh. Up, our number 2 team in the NFL, our number 1 NFC team, the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is playing like his MVP caliber self once again. Matt LaFleur is now 17-3 as an NFL coach of the Packers. That's an insane record. They've been doing really well. I think the Packers are the favorite in the NFC right now. Their team is going off. That offense is elite with a good offensive line. Aaron Jones, obviously a very good running back, and Devontae Adams, arguably the best wide receiver in the league. I think he's the best wide receiver in the league. I think people would be interested in a video on wide receivers, so comment below if you would like to see a ranking or anything like that. But I think the Packers, especially with their defense playing the way it is, they've won every single game by at least 7. The Packers are being very dominant this year. Aaron Rodgers, he had an electric quote on the Pat McAfee show. I'm sure you've seen it. My down years are better than most people's career years, which is true, and he's right for saying that. And I'm just very excited to see the Packers play, because they're one of the best teams in the league, and I have them ranked at number 2, the best team in the NFC. Now, as we head on to our last team, putting the Chiefs at number 1. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They're undefeated. I don't know what their win streak is at right now going through both years, but maybe it's in double digits. It's definitely through all last playoffs and throughout this whole season. So until they lose, they're staying here at number 1. They're not going down. They're going to stay at number 1 until they can prove that they're not number 1. They did have a shaky game against both the Chargers and the Patriots, so that's a little worrying. But when you have the best quarterback in the league, a very good coach, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman's playing really well right now, Sammy Watkins and Travis Kelce, along with a defense who is playing very well. Although they might not be the best defense in the league, when they're on, they can cause turnovers. And even if you're not a very good defense, ones that cause turnovers and give the team good field position can be very dangerous in the playoffs. I think the Chiefs, the best team in the league, definitely Super Bowl favorites. Mahomes is at the MVP, one of the MVP favorites. And Andy Reid is still Andy Reid, so you're going to get wins. They're going to win a lot of games. A lot of people are saying they might go undefeated this year. That would be great, but I don't think that'll happen. They'll be in the playoffs for sure, though. We'll see how they do the rest of the year. Thanks for coming out to this video, everybody. It was a little bit of a long one. Got a little carried away. But if you want to see any other videos, comment what you want to see. Join the Discord to talk more about that. And subscribe to the channel. We're going off because it's one MJ video, but we're trying to get more content and get more subscribers from different videos and that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Dime Dropping NFL on YouTube.